Thank you, Shelley. And we are staying on top of some of the biggest races, although there has not been much of an uptick on these numbers since last night. One of the most watched races, though, in the national spotlight is the battle for governor between Democrat Katie Hobbs and Republican Kari Lake. Let's take a look at the latest numbers right now. This hotly contested race for governor between these two, the current Secretary of State Katie Hobbs and former Phoenix news anchor Kari Lake. Hobbs taking a big lead early on, but you see right there it has closed 50% of the vote for each at this point. And as of this afternoon, Mark Kelly continues to hold a lead over Blake Masters in that race for U.S. Senate, with Kelly now at 51%, Blake Masters closing a bit at 47%. In the race for Arizona Secretary of State, the former U.S. Marine and former Maricopa County Recorder, Democrat Adrian Fontes, facing Mark Fincham. Right now, Fontes still leading this race over Fincham, 52 to 48% in that matchup. Arizona is also set to replace its Attorney General with Democrat Chris Mays at this point in a dead heat with Abe Hamadeh as they continue to battle this one out. Monica, back over to you.
Thank you, Sean. So now let's move on to the major propositions on the ballot. We have the latest numbers on some of those key ballot initiatives, starting with Proposition 308, which allows non-citizen students to receive financial aid and cheaper in-state tuition at public universities, regardless of immigration status. Here are the latest numbers. For that, more than 51% of voters right now are saying yes, and we have 49% voting no. Let's move on to Proposition 309, which revises election voter ID rules by increasing ballot ID requirements for all types of voting, whether it be mail or voting at the polls on Election Day. That is trailing just barely right now. The no's are in the lead with more than 51% and the yeses at 49%. Meanwhile, Arizona voters passed Proposition 209, which was called late last night. That's where you see the big green check. That is the Predatory Debt Collection Act. That measure was touted as a way to protect Arizonans with medical debt from bankruptcy and poverty. More than 72% of voters voted yes on that prop, with just 28% voting no. And stay with News 4 Tucson for all the latest updates online at KVOA.com/decision2022.